I'm Jan Sterling. It's very nice to meet you on The Star and the Story. The story that I've chosen for tonight is called Ferry to Fox Island. In it, I play Marge Fallon, a waitress. A little cynical, a little hard. She falls in love. And as we all know, love sometimes means trouble. Well, Marge is plenty of both. And this story is about what happens to her and the people she meets as they're waiting for the ferry to Fox Island.
My wife just called. She'll come in at 4 o'clock, so you can leave early, okay?
Oh, thanks, Pat. That's swell. Hi.
Hi.
You're late.
Sorry.
Be with you in a minute.
Okay.
Hi. Pat's going to let me off at 4 this afternoon.
Oh, good.
Did you call the minister at Forge River? Oh, Perry.
Did you get to the bank?
First thing this morning. Can you still see that stockbroker this afternoon? What's the matter, Bert?
This. I don't like using your money to buy that stock.
Now, honey, we've been through all that.
Well, I know.
Anyway, it isn't just my money, it's ours. Or it will be in a couple of hours.
Hello, Mr. Ritter.
Oh, hi.
So today you're going to steal Marge from me, huh?
Yeah.
You're a lucky man, Mr. Ritter. Take good care of her.
And take good care of that.
Well, I'd better get going.
I'll come right over to your place after work. We can leave from there. That'll be faster, hmm?
Okay.
Bert,
Yeah?
are you sure everything's all right?
Sure. It's fine.
Pat, I don't know why, but suddenly I'm afraid.
Afraid? Oh, today is a day to be happy. Why should you be afraid?
Because I've been happy before. Bert?
What are you doing in here?
I'm looking for Mr. Ritter.
Mr. Ritter ain't here anymore. He's gone.
Gone?
Say, ain't you the one I saw coming in with him a couple of times?
Well, what do you mean he's gone? Gone where?
I don't know. Just moved out. First thing this morning.
This morning, but I was supposed to meet him here this afternoon. We're going up to Forge River. We're going to be married. I told him I'd meet him here at 4. Look, I just saw him a couple of hours ago when he came to get... You must have some idea where he went.
Well, I don't. He didn't leave no forwarding address. No reason why he should. He never got any mail. At least none I ever saw. So he was going to marry you, huh?
Hello. Oh, Marge. No, he hasn't been here. If he comes in, I'll tell him. Are you sure you're all right?
I'm all right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well?
Well, it's just some mix-up. He'll meet me here. I know he will.
No news yet?
Sure, lots. He's not going to show up.
Maybe the minister who was going to marry you.
I called him. I never heard of Bert Ritter.
Why should he do this?
Because he got what he wanted this afternoon.
I don't understand.
Money. $2,000 I saved up. I gave it to him.
Gave it to him?
Gave it to him. He had some line about a stock deal he was going to invest it in. For us.
And you believed him?
Mm-hmm.
What were you thinking about?
Getting married.
Well, if he stole your money, you must go to the police.
Sure.
Right away.
Sure. Certainly can't pick him, can't I? First a husband who's killed by the cops in a holdup, and now Bert.
I can see the same thing in your eyes that I saw when you first came to work for me.
He loved me. I know he did. How could he have said the things he said or been the way he was if he didn't love me?
Come. What is it?
Fox Island. I know where that is, down on the bay. Bert mentioned it to me once.
You think that that's where he...
Yes. I'm gonna find him.
Evening, miss.
When's the next ferry to Fox Island?
It'll be an hour at least, maybe more. We've had a little trouble here.
What happened?
An accident. Car crashed through the barrier and went off the end of the ramp. There won't be any more boats until we can get him up.
Him?
The driver.
Was he alone?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who he was?
Not for sure, but Frank, the counterman inside, saw the cars that went by, and he thinks it's a man named Davis. Griff Davis. We're waiting now for a tug to get the car out. You'd better wait inside. Miss, there's a woman inside. Be a little careful what you say in front of her. She's Mrs. Davis.
Do you have a phone book for Fox Island?
Right there under the phone. Coffee?
No. Is there any other way to get to Fox Island?
Not unless you talk the cops into taking you over in their launch. They brought that lady over. She's the wife of the guy who...
Yeah, I know.
Ask the patrol sergeant about the launch outside. Johnson's his name. He's in charge.
Forget it. I'll wait for the ferry.
That must be the tug.
Tie up on the port side! Better bring Barney up.
You better sit down, Mrs. Davis.
No.
I'll get you a drink. Give me a hand with her, will you?
Is that the best you can do?
Huh? Oh.
Come on. Drink this.
No.
Drink it.
No.
Finish it.
You've been very kind. I just gave you a drink. Would you mind if I sit here with you?
Yes. Give me a cup of coffee, huh?
What's eating you?
I just want to be left alone.
Then maybe you better wait outside.
Maybe I had. Look, Mrs. Davis, there are a lot of ways to lose the man you love. Yours is one of the easy ways.
Ways?
I was going to be married tonight, exactly 5 hours ago. But the guy never showed up because he was running away with $2,000 he buncoed me out of. Lose a guy that way sometime, and you'll know how lucky you are.
Stop it.
Now, just what was the idea of that? Don't you realize what's happened here? Her husband's been killed. He's out there now under 30 feet of water. Maybe you didn't notice it, but she's going to have a baby.
All I noticed was the mink coat.
You're feeling pretty sorry for yourself, aren't you?
Look, I just came here for a ferry boat ride. I don't want to cry on anybody's shoulder, and I don't want anybody to cry on mine. It's tough on her, sure. But at least the guy she lost loved her. When they bury him, she can cry at his funeral. I'd trade places with her any day.
Picture of her husband.
Her husband? Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. I've seen the guy 100 times. How would I have known it was Davis down there if I hadn't seen him? Something the matter?
Just a minute.
I want to talk to you.
I'm a little busy right now.
You'll be even busier when you've heard what I've got to say.
What's on your mind, miss?
You got a cigarette? Better take one yourself. It's a long story.
Why don't you come back inside, Mrs. Davis?
I'm all right.
Yes, but, well, it would be better if you didn't watch.
Please. I'm all right. I'm fine. I was thinking about her. I've never known a woman like that before. Suddenly I realized, living over there on the island, I don't know anyone. I've never known anyone. Not even my husband. Where he went, what he did, what he was like when he left the island. He never talked about it. I never asked. The island's all I know. It's all he wanted me to know. Now I understand why. What she said told me.
What do you mean?
I mean, Griff never wanted the world to do to me what it did to her.
Oh, don't pay any attention to her. She should have kept her mouth shut.
I'm glad she didn't, because she's right. I realized that standing here, trying to imagine what I would have done if I'd lost Griff her way. I can stand this. But I couldn't have stood it if Griff had stopped loving me.
You're sure that this is the same man?
Of course I'm sure. My dough's probably down there in the car with him.
We'll see when we pull it up. And then she's going to have to be told.
So?
So how do you do it? Just walk up and tell her?
That's your problem.
Thanks for reminding me.
Well, what happens now?
What do you mean?
I saw the way you looked at that snapshot of Davis, the way you dropped it, and the way you walked out of here.
You see everything, don't you?
Pretty much, yeah. So, now what?
So, now I know where my money is, and I'm going to get it back.
What about Mrs. Davis?
What about her?
A guy takes you for $2,000. You're on your way to Fox Island. Davis lives on Fox Island. He's pulled up and he has $2,000 on him. Mrs. Davis will put that together and come up with the right answer.
Tough.
Yeah.
What's so funny?
I was just thinking about what you said. About how lucky she'd be because she'd be able to cry at his funeral. Do you still think she will?
Sarge,
Yeah?
look, out there.
Dave, bring that gaff. See that object out there? See if you can fish it up.
It's a briefcase. Must have belonged to that guy down there.
Where'd you find it?
Davis's briefcase was fished out of the water. There's something else for you. A letter that he wrote to you.
Me?
Take it. Read it. It explains why he was returning your money.
Returning it?
Read the letter. He'd stolen money from a couple of dozen women the last few years without ever batting an eye. Then he met you.
He was in love with me.
But he was in a jam for money because of the baby his wife's going to have, so he took yours anyway. Then he realized that he couldn't keep it. From what he says, maybe it's just as well that this accident did happen. He didn't want to go back to his wife. Couldn't go back to you. I guess he was sort of at the end of the road anyway. Must have loved you an awful lot for you to make him see what a mess he'd made out of his life.
We're all set, Sarge.
Coming.
Okay, Barney. Barney's all set, Sarge.
Right. Okay, boys. Let's take it up. Take it up a little higher. Hold it. Steady, right there. Let's give 'em room, boys. All right, swing it around. Hold it. Steady. All right, bring it to me. Let's set it down on the ramp.
Griff? Griff! Griff! Griff!
No,
let me go. No, please, let me go.
Dave.
Let me go. Griff.
Get her away from here. Let's take her down the launch.
No.
Take her home, Dave.
No, I can't. Has she gone?
Mrs. Davis,
What are you going to do with that?
turn it over at the coroner's office. There'll be an inquest.
Inquest? Why?
It's routine, an accidental death.
You mean Mrs. Davis will have to see that letter?
It'll be read at the inquest.
Does it have to be?
Davis stole $2,000 of your money, Miss Fallon. This letter's an admission of that guilt.
What's the money got to do with the accident?
It was found in the possession of the dead man.
Stop talking like a law book.
You want me to tear up this letter and forget the whole thing, huh?
Yes.
Just a minute. Why all of a sudden are you so worried about Mrs. Davis? I thought all you were interested in was your money.
Oh, you stay out of this.
Well, there it is. You got it back, and you got something else, too. You wanted to change places with her, and you have. You're the one that Davis was in love with. Now you're the one who's lost him the easy way.
Oh, shut up.
All right, Frank, lay off.
Sergeant, listen, please.
There's nothing to listen to, Miss Fallon. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. Well, I'll have to turn this over with the letter, too. But it's just routine. You'll get it all back.
Well, if you have to take the money, it doesn't matter about the letter. If she finds out where the money came from, she'll know everything the letter could tell her. So that's that.
You'll have to appear, too, Miss Fallon. It'll probably be tomorrow morning. What do you do? Give me that.
Listen to me. I can't let you do this to her. I know how she'll feel. She's just a kid. She's having a baby. She won't be able to take that baby in her arms without thinking that Griff Davis died not loving her. I know what it'll do to her. I know how I felt when I walked in here looking for Bert Ritter. I know how I felt when I opened this envelope. He loved me. I was alive again. She thought that he loved her. Let her keep that much.
I wished I could, but this is my problem, remember? You crazy little fool. You think that'll keep her from finding it out?
Are you going to tell her?
I hope you never regret that, young lady.
I won't. I found what I was looking for.
I'll be seeing you.
Sure.